Jocelyn, thank you so much for speaking with me. Before we started our interview, we had a quick chat, and you were saying that you're in L.A. How are you doing down there? How are things there? Because as we speak, of course, the world is dealing with a completely different scenario that we would never have thought of 6 months ago.
Yeah, no, actually my phone is from America, but I'm back in Canada. I'm in Calgary. And I'm really grateful to be back in this country during this very, very weird time.
Definitely. Family's all good. You're doing okay. You know, everybody's following the rules.
Yeah, everybody's good. Everybody's isolating and has been for about a month and just, you know, trying to be respectful of the guidelines and hanging in there okay, which is good. I mean, I'm trying to make the most of it, get creative in different ways and spend time with my brother who I'm quarantining with, and you know, it's definitely strange, but I think there's ways to find the joy right now for sure.
Absolutely. What are some of the things you're doing to keep busy? And also, are you doing what a lot of artists are doing, live stream performances?
Yeah, I've done a few of those. I've been recording a bunch of performances and posting them, and that's been fun. Mainly I've just kind of been listening to my old catalog and trying to find homes for, like, you know, songs that are, some of them 4 years old. So that's been kind of cool because I don't really listen to my own music ever. So it's been a good experiment for me.
Okay, well, look, I'm going to tell you right off the top, because maybe you don't like listening to your music, but we do. That's why you're a platinum recording artist. When you look at what you've done, you've got to be proud of how you've been able to represent yourself as a Canadian, representing yourself through music, getting that music out there, and getting the response that you have over the years.
I mean, it's pretty crazy when I really sit down and think about, you know, the last 5-6 years since Jackpot came out and how much has happened and how much has changed in my life. And it's a lot to fathom. It's my life is more than I could have dreamed it to be at this point. And it's definitely still a journey, and it still has, you know, new struggles and new ways. I feel like every year I'm like kind of embarking on this whole new set of challenges that are all so new to me. But I think I like it that way, you know? So it's been a lot of growth and a lot of meeting new people and collaborating and challenging myself, and it's just been it's been cool. I am very, very proud.
I remember you and I talking about Jackpot years ago. What was it like for you the first time you heard it on radio?
I mean, I say this all the time. Like, it never gets old. It still feels like the first time every time I hear it. And it's just every song that I hear, I'm just kind of like, wow. I mean, especially because I've been living in America for the last 4 years. I've kind of been disconnected from that. And so being home, it's like, you know, the songs will pop up a lot more than I realize, I think. And it's just like, wow, like they play me a lot here. It's really cool. I'm really, really touched by that.
What's really cool is you have a new duet. I don't get to say that word duet with a lot of artists, so I'm glad to hear that with one of my favorite people, Mathew V, one of the best recording artists out there and songwriters. Talk a little bit what this new single is, and how did you two get together to do this?
Yeah, I totally agree. He's so special. He's one of those talents that just doesn't come along often, you know, and so when you hear someone that sounds like that and then you meet him and he's just so personable and he's so down to earth and he's so funny, and I mean, I think it was just like written in the stars kind of. I've been friends with Rhea May kind of ever since I broke with Jackpot and she broke with Get Your Clothes Off kind of at the same time that I did, and she called me up and was like, you got to meet this guy. He's, you know, you got to sing with him. You guys would be insane together. And then her and I happened to be in Nashville doing some writing this past summer, and we wrote Missing Me, and we just kind of thought it was perfect for Mathew, and here we are.
Now, I want you to explain the song because it kind of reminds me a little bit of the video itself. We're going to talk about that, and the song, a little bit of, if you remember back in the 80s, Patti LaBelle and Michael McDonald did a song, On My Own. where they were separate throughout the whole video, and it kind of reminded me of this. What is that single about? And talk about the video, because it's so cool, because in some ways it's kind of like what we're dealing with right now, and hopefully at the end we come together like the video does.
Yeah, oh my God, I never thought about that. It really is like totally what's happening right now. It's crazy. I don't know what song you're talking about, but I've got to check that out.
Yes, please.
This video.
And let me explain to folks, I'm much older, so again, the song is called On My Own. Look it up on YouTube. Patti LaBelle, Michael McDonald. So there you go.
Yeah, I will definitely check that out. The video, we basically, what we wanted to capture was the idea of, like, you know, I feel like people, when you sing a duet, they automatically assume it's about a relationship that you two are in, that you're talking about in the song. And we wanted to be really clear, in a very subtle, not clear way until the very end, that Mathew is quite very obviously queer, and we are not in a relationship, and we are actually talking about two separate experiences that we're both going through that are quite similar at the same time, but have nothing to do with each other, which, you know, I'm hoping that people capture that from the song itself. It's just a song about missing anyone, any type of relationship. And I think, yeah, right now it's like, I listen back to that song now, and I watch the video, and I'm just like, wow, it has a whole new relevance for sure.
Are you missing me? I miss your hands, miss your car, miss your street. I miss your couch, miss your mouth. Are you missing me? Miss your breath on my neck like a breeze. I even miss all our fights. Are you missing me?
But it also shows that even though you're talking about two different relationships, we're all still together. We're all still part of one. And like I said, and I'm sorry if I'm giving away too much towards the end, it does sort of bring everybody together because we are one together.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like, and I mean, I don't know if you agree, but I'm definitely, in the separation of this last month, I've felt kind of, in a weird way, more together with my close friends than I kind of have in a while. And I think that's really interesting, you know. So I think the song has a certain loneliness up until the end, and we did that very intentionally. But it still has like an energy, and there's still like, there's a sense of hope. And I feel like that's kind of my MO always in my music, is like this despair mixed with some hope.
Yeah, and that's definitely, we need a lot of hope right now. That's for sure. Any chance that the both of you may do something together again? Because you are right, you guys are so in sync, it's insane.
Oh my God, yeah. Like right after we did this, I probably like went off the deep end a little bit and was like, should we like do an album? Should we start a band? He's like, dude, chill. Let's just do one song.
Yeah, that sounds like Mathew, definitely. But the song is out right now. We can get that on Spotify and so many other platforms too. For you personally, though, even though, of course, there's no touring or anything like that happening right now, we talked about live streaming, are there plans for you, or are you thinking about what you would like to do once all this is over with and we can all get back together and be at shows and jump up and down and listen to your music live?
Oh, definitely. I'm, you know, more eager than ever to get back out there and get to share my music in person. I'm hoping, you know, in the fall, I don't know, maybe we'll see, maybe early next year, depending on how everything goes. I had a plan to be out this summer for a month and kind of go across Canada and through the States a little bit. And obviously that's not going to happen anymore, but I'm really excited to just keep getting out there and playing live. I love it.
Well, we can always catch you live streaming. We can catch you on social media. Thank God social media exists these days. Because I don't know what it would have been like when the song that I just told you about, if this was going on then, we'd be completely locked down. But we're going to go to follow you to see everything that's going on while everything is happening right now.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for chatting. I love it.
Yeah, no problem. Social media, where do we go to follow?
I am Jocelyn Alice. I think that's my name on all platforms.
Okay, we'll definitely check that out. Look, thank you so much for doing the interview. You, your brother, your family, everyone, please be safe. Crossing fingers the next time we get a chance to talk, it will be in person, and I'll be at a venue just before you're performing. So I'm crossing my fingers.
I can't wait. Thank you so much.
Take care. Talk soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.